Alright, you little tinkers, I'm Toastbloke. Welcome to my channel. Today could finally be the day that I get that 5-star rating for my park in my Prehistoric Kingdom early access playthrough, and I'm proper excited about it, so let's get cracking. I'd love to say that I'm full to the brim with confidence and that I reckon today we're going to fill this 5th and final star, but I know what the game's like, and with each enclosure it seems like it's harder to make progress, so I'm not actually that confident, but fingers crossed we'll do it because it'd be really cool to achieve that, and if not, we'll do it in the next episode or the one after that, whenever the time comes. Speaking of other episodes, in the last episode I built this Parasaurolophus enclosure. I think that's them making all that noise, sounding a bit like elephants and that. And all I did really was build this little viewing area and duplicate it around the edge of the pen 3 times. Added a prefab area that was built and just landscaped some wetland area. I think it looks a lot better than it would if it was on its own, but because it was built around the back of this amphitheatre, it really looks cool, so I'm happy with that. But let's see what we're going to do today. Now, if I look at the park, it seems like our natural border we're working on kind of comes around here and around here, and then we've got some natural border here, so I can only really see this area in the distance, and this area, it'd have to be pretty narrow, around here to building. So I think we'll stick in this area and get the amphitheatre area complete. So let me have a look at what dinosaurs we think should have the privilege of being in such a nice location. Lambeosaurus is an option. I do like that. Hang on, that needs exactly the same biomes as Parasaurolophus. That's got me thinking that we could cheat again, but we're not going to. Not yet, anyway. Edmontosaurus is a shout. What else have we got? Smilodon, I'd love to do that, but I wasn't planning on popping a mammal in today. Maybe next time. Iguanodon. I mean, if there is a next time, I think there'll be a next time. I think, do you know what? I really like that colour scheme, and I feel like going Iguanodon, because with the Iguanodons, I've got a bit of an affinity with them due to another dinosaur game that I play, and will probably play on this channel once this series is over. So, let's do Iguanodon. We'll have 1 male, 1 female, as always, and while they're breeding, we'll check the info on them. So, they need 18k meters squared. That is big. I thought these were going to need smaller than the Parasaurolophus, and they do, but not by much. Maybe these are similar to them as well. I wonder if we could just chuck them in their enclosure as well. I'm not going to. It'd be cool if I could. I might test it. Fence security, strength of 2, 2.5 high, and biomes and have grassland, wetland, and scrubland. So let's see how that goes and get these released into the park. Can hit pause now. Let's get rid of that, and let's see what our pal Nigel has to say about him.
Iguanodon, one of the first dinosaurs to be formally named.
Love
This creature's restorations weren't always perfect,
Yeah,
though.
I don't think he
See
means what
those
he
thumb
named them,
spikes?
but we
They
know
were
that's what
once
he
thought
named
to
it.
be nasal horns, sort of like an iguana's.
Nasal. Misheard that
Very
for a
wrong,
second.
of course.
Nigel
but
saying
A+
the word horn.
for name
Yeah, the word
inspiration.
nasal didn't come out as I, didn't process how it probably should have. Nigel, you're making me a very bad man. Anyway, we need to prepare the area. It takes 2 seconds. So let's quickly get the terraforming tool out and do it. There we go. Lovely jubbly. So, we know we need 18k, right? For the fence size. I kind of want to know what the landscape needs to look like for this. So let's head over here, because we're basing this all on the view from the amphitheatre. So if I go inside the amphitheatre, have a look through this opening and see what I think. Now, my initial plan was to lower the enclosure from this one, but I'm thinking you'd probably want the hill to go up so you can see into each area in the distance from here. So this isn't going to go downhill. I'm glad I thought to check that, because that's going to change things entirely. I want to do another building today. I'm thinking of doing like some different sort of shape. We've done round buildings, we've done square buildings. I've not really done an L-shaped building or a pointy roof building. We might have to mess about with something like that. But we need to decide how the area is going to be marked out first of all, at least roughly. So we'll go to the wooden fences. We want 2.52 strong, that's the one. And now I'm going to get to work just trying to lay out some interesting shape around this area that's fairly narrow and not too intrusive. Right, so I've got some sort of shape here. It wasn't supposed to look like a fidget spinner, but you know, it does. Let's see how they're liking it. That's going to be important. Oh, it's plenty big enough. Maybe too big. We could probably narrow it down, but we're not going to. We've got a shape, and we're going to stick with it. We need to decide, if I am doing a building though, at what point the building's going to be. I feel like I'm going to put it at this end. I don't know why, I just feel like I am. So let's roughly work on a building, and then I can come and start tidying everything up. Now, do I want the dinosaurs bit to go in this? I wonder if it's a shelter with a guest section. That could be quite cool. So kind of what we did with the T-Rexes, but different, and not round. Let's get the bits, and we'll start having to play about. If the dinosaurs are going to have shelter in here, maybe at halfway I'll come out another 4 and just fill that in there. This creates a shelter area. Do I make it so the guests come in here, right? Maybe there's a window at the front here. This is the shelter area. Maybe I make it a little bit deeper since it's a shelter area. And guests can maybe walk along here to take a look. Maybe this could be another room. Maybe I could duplicate this, right? So that that's the building layout. I could, you know, a little bit different, a little bit interesting. Where would the front of the building go though? Maybe we'll sort that out later. I want some sort of entrance obviously, but I'm just going to go around and place these walls all the way around the outer edge. Right, I think I've done that correctly. There's a few little bits we'll have to tidy up with some posts. So from the dinosaur side, it's probably looking a lot more interesting. So I am going to have to do something to make this more interesting for the guests. There'll probably be a lower level maybe at the front. Do I go 6 across the front like this? And create some sort of entrance there. Maybe I do. Maybe that's the plan. I'm just trying to think how I can get this to look interesting. I'm just really unsure. And the doors could maybe even be in the sides. Maybe that would be cool. Maybe they could be doorways instead. Let's try that. And guests can walk in one and out the other. With ease. I mean, normally I'd do that if this was going somewhere, like it was a through place. It's not, but I just feel like it works well. Doing it like so. Great. Cool. And then that means I'm going to want some sort of doorway in here. I can put that bang in the middle, I guess. But then it kind of gets rid of that walk-through tunnel feeling that I'm after. I kind of don't want the guest to just walk straight into that tunnel. Right, let's give us a different idea. And that's kind of the premise for the ground floor. I'm going to change a few bits to glass already, so I kind of know where I want the viewing areas to be. Could even go like all of that can be glass technically. I guess the main thing now is to decorate, well, not decorate, to build the upper part of the building. So maybe we go for something different, right? Normally, or so far, the roofs have always sloped across the length of the building, not the width. Let's see what we can do if we slope this down in towards the enclosure. And I don't want it to be even. I'm thinking uneven sloping. Right then, I just want to do the same on the other side. And copy and paste, I've just thought when you flip it, it doesn't quite work how you want it to, because it'll snap it to the other side of the grid. It's done, don't mind me and my inability to think. So I guess on this inside part, we've got to kind of match that, but this will be possible to copy from these. So I'm just going to copy these and shift them across to the opposite sides one. Right, it's starting to wonder if I think this is a bit out of hand and a bit big, but I'm just going to go around and build the rest of this wall that needs to be built along the back here and the centre, and then I'll be back with you. Lovely, that is the building coming together nicely. I guess the moment of truth is going to be trying out the roof. I am debating lowering this a little bit. You'll notice I haven't built these walls up at the top. I'm debating taking that little section off, so I'll figure that out as I'm putting the roof on. If you're wondering what's going on here, I felt like if I wanted this roof to run out, that it was going to be a little bit too high with the way the roof currently is. I wonder though if these front ones are angled ones. If I get the roof just sloped to tie into the build a bit more, and it's raised but it doesn't look horrendous, and then maybe these side walls that I've built have to be adjusted to make up for that. You know, I can block these out and I think it'll make it look a lot nicer. So I'm going to try that and then I'll crack on the rest of the building and then I'll be right back. Yeah, I like how that looks. It's a little bit different to stuff I've tried before. But we didn't put roofs on this section. I've totally forgot. I wonder if the angles are going to look tidy on there. Will they tie in exactly? No. Maybe on a slightly less dramatic raise. Yeah, I don't want that to connect onto that part either. So I think we'll use those. And 2 flats, and hope that we can fill that in with something. If not, it's going to be a sad day. But I think that's kind of what I have to do. And to be honest with you, why not? We've got it on the other side. Even though the entrance part's out there, I can run that across and then you've got something in here you can maybe have for the people to go and sit and chill in. That might be quite cool. The guests will love that, won't they? You know, they're going to have a great time. So I'm hoping this one, is this the size I need? It looks like it. And then it must be the proper diddy wall. Way, finally used those ones. I feel like I used to want to use those ones and they're never the ones. But today they are the ones. I'm still having all sorts of trouble with my mouse. If you watched the last episode, you'll know that even though I aim on things correctly and click the mouse, things don't happen. I'm wondering if I've got a sticky mouse button or something, or if it's going. I'm just going to have a play about now with different materials. Hopefully make this look even nicer than it already does. I've had an idea. I don't like that I can't put any glass in this part of the roof because, you know, it's not quite sticking out enough. So I'm going to make the top part uneven. Do I want this bit to go down to the ground? I feel like I should. In fact, no. That's cool. Let's pop the glass in. I don't know why that's become glass. No, it just wasn't. And we'll add the little wall there. Oh, it's because I was duplicating, that'll be why. Where's it best for that to go? Scan on the outside. A little bit different. Not sure if I like it better, but it gives us the ability to do this, which I wanted to do. So, there you go. The dinosaurs deserve a skylight too. Let's try and move this into position. We need to work out where I want it. So let's exit the group. Let's select the whole thing and get positioning. I kind of do the controls like this. Right, so that's going to want to line up with that fence. And let's see what the building looks like in relation to everything. Oh, that's spot on. That's fine. I can cope with that. Right then, I'm just going to sort out this fence and use the habitat marker to just go around inside of here where the dinosaurs can go and then tidy up the enclosure. Lovely, I think that's all tucked in there. Let's check that the size is still fine. Yeah, easy, easy. This is going well. I'm happy with this. This is looking good. A little bit different. Normally I'd work on the enclosure next, but I kind of want to figure out what's going to go on with here and how the paths are going to join up to everything. So let me get the path tool. I think I'm going to use, is it this I was using in other parts of the park? I'll be able to tell via a quick colour check. Yeah. I think I'm going to use that to fill in underneath this section for starters. So let's get that in that corner. Just move them across there roughly. Bring them out here. Same here roughly. Cool. And that gives us a little area that's kind of just nicely done. I'm going to start from here. That can bring that out fairly level. That's the question though. Can I do this on both sides? Get it looking right. It won't be right, but let's hope it is. And then what I've found is normally from those areas, if you might be making this up. I don't know what I was going to do. And I have no idea. Why am I talking like I know what I'm doing? I never know what I'm doing. You guys know that. Why am I trying to trick this? I think this is stupid. Right, but having done that, that's what I was doing. Having done that, now when I line this up to here, how I want it, that'll snap there, and it only goes out as far as there and looks tidy. Hey! I was lying to myself. I knew what I was doing. You guys doubted us, I knew. And then it's just tying it into this path somehow, so I could bring that off there and straight up and along. That might work. Wonder if I do that. Or I can, well, we can do both. We've done multiple ones before. I can take that and curl that up to there, let's say. Right? Oh, I could have it curling back around. Not done that before, that would be new. And I can take this from here and maybe curl that round into there. And then if I just fill this area in. But I think that looks alright, you know, you've got this path, you can walk around into this area, go in either end or out either end and sit down in there. And maybe the good old flower beds around the edge will be a lovely little touch for that. Let's start thinking about how the enclosure is going to look. And I like to start with the landscaping tool, especially since I know this needs to be kind of raised. So let's jump into the terrain. And I'm just going to size this brush roughly to however big the area is. And get it right to the edge. I'm going to start, not raising, I want to drop. I'm going to drop right around this front edge. Got a little bit of depth there, so now I want to work on the raising. Lovely. And then just to make sure everything is nice and tidy and we get rid of these nasty artifacts, I'm going to bring the brush down to 50 and smooth everything off a little bit. Looks a lot better. Cool, so that's kind of the premise for the shape of the enclosure. It's not stupid high, but it's high enough. What I'm going to do next is think about where the water's going to go. And I was looking back over the enclosure from last week and I was a bit upset. I was like, wetlands, I could have probably got away with the dirty boggy water, but I didn't use it. So, you know what, we're going to use it today. And we're going to go fairly deep with it, not stupid deep. And I also want to kind of match into where the hills are. I'd say that is that done. Time to get some of this painting done. Now, what kind of places did they like? It is grassland, wetland, scrubland. Have we done grassland before? Oh, they're greyed out. Are they not allowed in this type of park? Is that what that is? Never tried to use it, so I haven't realised. Can't use desert. That would make sense. This isn't a desert map, so I'm presuming you've got to be in a certain location to be able to use certain plants, which is a bit annoying. So, what we're going for then? I don't want to do wetland, we've just done that. That one's scrubland. Scrubland's got some cool things, I like the clay. Looks like we're doing scrubland because we don't do wetland and we can't do grassland. So, I'm going to get the rock tool. I'm going to up the size, but make it a bit more scarce. And I want to work around the inside edges of the banks. Great. Now what I want to do is get some of the clay and I want to make that a little bit more scarce again. And I'm just going to work that around from inside the water. The next trick is this with the pebbles, and I'm going to make the size of this a lot bigger for this whole area. Keep that intensity low. That looks alright, I think. Yeah. Yeah, why it does. So what do I want the ground to be like in here? I don't mind there being some grass, but I feel like clay makes sense. Bring that down, just get a little bit of clay in there. Maybe want it up a little bit. Right, I think that looks alright. And then would I put some pebbles down? Would they want pebbles in their bed? I don't think they would. I think I'll not put the pebbles down. But yeah, that creates some sort of feeling that the dinos are walking in and out of there. Next thing to think about is making sure the dinos are going to be happy with everything that's in their enclosure. Now, I started doing this like 2 episodes ago just because it meant I could get a feel for where I wanted things, which meant I didn't do weird things or the wrong things. So, straight off the bat, these are going to go in here, because that's where they need to go. I'm going to start off a bit bigger at the back, bring some smaller ones to the front, I think. Is that a small one? Cool. Happy with that. Lovely. We've got some bedding for them in a shelter. Next we need to think about food. And I was meant to... Something I've been wanting to do is to create another backstage area where it's kind of like, this is the food place, and I've not done it. Should try these feeders. I've not tried them before. Well, let's put them in front of the windows so people can see the dinosaurs come up and eat from them if they want. I think that makes sense, right? It's a little bit different. Again, different idea, trying some new things. But that'll bring the dinos over this way. And then what else do they need? Normally these lot need ice blocks, don't they? So we'll pop some of those around the water's edge, I'd imagine. Pop one there. Pop one there. Pop one over here. I guess it gets them to try and, you know, go travelling around a little bit. And I think for the dinosaurs' care, I think that's everything. Yeah, legit just got to finish off sorting out the habitat. So I guess that's our next plan. All we really have to do is add forest. But you know, an enclosure doesn't look like an enclosure if there's no rock work. So off to the rocks and sticks section we go. What colour do I want these rocks to be? I don't know. I don't know yet. But I've been enjoying changing the colours, so I think I should change them again. That is kind of orangey, reddy kind of ground there, isn't it? Kind of want to tie them in a little bit to the clay. Maybe the kind of rocks in the area. I think that looks quite nice with the pebbles and things. Right, it looks like that's our colour. Lovely. Let's start over here and work on this pool. I think that's it for the big rocks. I'm really liking this approach of just doing the rocks around the landscape and letting the landscape kind of stay open. I do really like that. What I want to do now though is just get the little rocks around the place that just stick on the floor, you know. Lovely, that would be the rock work done. Should we add some sticks today though? Because we haven't added sticks in a while. How do these go to the floor? Will they just place nicely? Because they don't ever seem to, from what I can tell. Maybe they will. Maybe the sticks will be nice today. Let's find out. And it doesn't look bad. I guess it depends on the landscape and how they're going to connect to it. There we go. We've got sticks as well today. Look at us going up in the world. And before I add the trees, while I can see, there's 2 things I need to remember to do, right? First thing is landscaping. And what I want is to add that rough look to the edges of anything that's rocky. Don't know if that's intense enough. Let's just try again. We're getting shape on there. Yeah, we're starting to now. That's better. Do that around there as well. Just make sure it's looking rough. And the same around here. Seems just be wiggling it about today, like not really doing much. I mean, it's looking good, so I don't need to worry too much. And the bit I like to do, which is also animal care, which I forgot, is dung beetles. But I do like to do them once the rocks are in, because I can kind of then place them strategically around the place, so they're less on show. Because I think that probably would mark your park down. Don't know if it does. For some reason I seem to feel like I needed to hide my dung beetles. So we're hiding them around the rocks. And then, like I said in the last episode, I can put bushes over the top as well. So it's time to get back terraforming, but with the finishing touches with our trees. So what am I looking for? We're in Scrubland. Right, let's do the wee little bushes and things first, because that seemed to be a good plan. And that'll do for that. So it's big tree time. Around the water, I like popping in these kinds of trees. I'm going to start wanting some bigger trees, so let's look into that. Are there any bigger palms? That must be this kind. Let's finish getting the palms in. See if they're happy now. Ah, we're still not even in the sweet spot yet, like, still not in the Goldilocks zone. Cool, so let's try some different trees. Trees at the front here, just so it doesn't look completely barren. And let's check in with them. Are they happy with that? Yeah, perfect, we're in. That's sweet. So I think trees wise, enclosure wise, everything is done. So I guess what I'm going to do now is just hit play and we can take a little look around. I guess the guests will continue up this path as they are into this abyss. Absolutely nothing here. I need to add some detail to the building, get some lights around, maybe put some benches under here, vending machines, things like that. And then they head into the main entrance. It's a bit of a bottleneck here. It's probably dangerous, that, isn't it? Like, they're gonna go through the big door and then all get forced into a little door. Maybe the queue up there and some guy slows them down. But I do like the way this room looks. I think it looks really cool. This is a lovely view, this one, across the enclosure. There you can see the Iguanodon. It's made it up there. It's pretty sick. And if we head across this little tunnel here, you'll be able to look into the area of their bedding when they're sleeping, but that's still a nice view. And it looks like they get plenty of shade. And then if I head out over here, this view isn't so good. There's a lot of trees in the way and rocks. But you know, maybe the dinos will come up close. From there, the guests can leave. And I guess they pop out here, and yeah, lovely view of the amphitheatre. So I think that's positioned nicely. I think the concept of the building's good, even if I've not fully executed it yet. But I'm happy with that. Ooh, do you know what we haven't checked? Is that 5? No! Man. Oh my god. We're going to have to put in another enclosure. I guess the good news is that means you guys are definitely getting at least one more episode of this Prehistoric Kingdom Early Access playthrough. But I'm also disappointed because I really want to get it. I mean, I will get it at some point, but the longer it takes, the worse of a player I feel I am. I'm going to call that there, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you've enjoyed the video or found it useful, please hit that like button, subscribe to my channel, and ring the notification bell. That way, you'll know when the next video drops, and you'll also make me a very happy bloke. If you want to, don't be shy. Leave a comment down below. It'd be lovely to hear from you, and I'll get back to you too. It'd be nice to get to know you a little bit better. But that's it from me. You guys look after yourselves, take care, and I'll catch you later. Cheerio.